everyone. Today I'm focusing on one key skill for new professionals in Australian, which is communication. Communication is not just English ability, it's how clearly we explain our thinking, how we ask questions, and how we work with others. I will share 5 strategies that improve both written and verbal communication. They are easy to practice and they reduce misunderstandings, especially when you are new or when you work in a multicultural team. The first strategy is say the main point first. In many Australian workplaces, people are busy and they prefer direct messages. So instead of building a long background story, I should start with the purpose. For example, in an email or Teams message, my first sentence could be, I'm requesting approval for, I am confirming the plan for, or here is the update on, or I need your advice on something. Then, after the first sentence, I add only the most important supporting details, usually 2 or 3 short points. This helps the reader understand quickly and respond faster. It also makes me sound more confident because I am clear about what I want. Even when I'm speaking in meetings, I can do the same. I can start with a heading like, my main update is, or the key issue is, that sets the direction and make my message easier to follow. The second strategy is keep it short and clear. This is especially important for written communication. If I write long paragraphs, people may miss the important part, so I use short sentences and simple words. The good habit is one message should have one purpose. If I have too many topics in one email, the response may become messy, so I separate topics when necessary. Also, I try to format my writing so it's easy to scan. For example, I use bullet points, I use spacing, I put dates and deadlines clearly, and I avoid complicated words. This strategy also helps when English is not my first language, because short and clear sentences reduce grammar mistakes and reduce the chance of misunderstanding. The third one, I think, is ask to confirm understanding. Many workplace problems happen not because people don't work hard, but because they understand the task differently. So I try to close the loop. In a meeting, before finishing, I summarize in 1 or 2 sentences. I will ask just to confirm, I will do A by Friday and you will review it on next Monday, something like that. If someone gives me instructions quickly, I can say, let me repeat it back to make sure I understand. And after a meeting, I can send a short recap message with what we decide, the action items, who owns each action, the due dates. I think it is very common in Australian workplaces, and people usually appreciate it. It shows I'm responsible and organized. It also protects me, because if expectations change later, we have a written record. The next one, use polite Australian tone. The fourth strategy is this one. And in Australian, communication is often friendly and collaboratively. Being direct is good, but the tone should still feel respectful. So I use polite phrases like, could you please, would you mind, just checking, if you have a moment, thanks in advance, or thank you for your help. Also, instead of sounding too strong like, I need this now, I would say, could you please send it by 3 p.m. if possible? This sounds cooperative and reduces tension. Tone matters even more when communication is online. On Teams or email, people cannot see facial expression, so a short message can sometimes sound cold. Adding one friendly line can help, like, hope your day is going well, or thanks for your support on this. This strategy helps build relationships. And relationships matter a lot when you are new. Let's go to the next page. The last thing I think is speak in 3 parts, which can be from point, reason, and then next step. This is my favorite strategy for verbal communication, especially when I'm nervous. I speak like this. First, I start with the point. What is the main message? Then the reason why it is important. And the next one is what do we do it? What do we do now? For example, the issue is the timeline is tight. The reason is we are waiting for one dependency. Next step, I will confirm by tomorrow and update the plan. This structure prevents me from talking too long or going off topic. It also makes me sound logical and professional. If I get nervous or forget words, I can pause and return to the structure. A pause is not a mistake. It often sounds confident. To practice, I can prepare 2 or 3 key sentences before a meeting and even rehearse all of them. Over time, speaking becomes more natural. These 5 strategies are pretty simple, but they work. They help you communicate clearly, sound professional, and build trust in the workplace. Thank you.